Anyway, so tonight, on a difficulty scale, I think it could be about 8 out of 10. It is quite tricky, but then again, one or two of you might just get it. So, friend of the show, Dave Philpotts, are you listening? I know you are. Rob the Dormouse, are you ready? And my fat mate and lover, pin back your lug holes, because here it is, the voice of tonight's 80s icon.
We used to say, OK, press your green buttons. 300 people in the audience, they've all got buttons. Press your green button for the green team and your blue button for the blue team. Press your buttons now, folks.
There you go, that's it. There was about, 11 seconds of a voice from the 1980s. Was it easy? Time will tell.
We used to say, OK, press your green buttons. 300 people in the audience, they've all got buttons. Press your green button for the green team and your blue button for the blue team. Press your buttons now, folks.
Yes, come on, get your answers in. Press your buttons now, folks. There's one or two people who have not got the right answer. They might need to listen again. Come on, guys, here we go.
We used to say, OK, press your green buttons. 300 people in the audience, they've all got buttons. Press your green button for the green team and your blue button for the blue team. Press your buttons now, folks.
Right then, who's pressed the right buttons? I will tell you. Rob the Dormouse, well done to you, mate. You've got it spot on. Well done. First out the traps, you've been joined by Wendy, who's got it right. Big John, well done to you, Big John, who's sounding really deep and gruff tonight, I may say. Steve Harper, well done to you, sir. You've got it right. And Barry as well. So 5 of you correct. Who's got it wrong? David Senior. David, it's not Barry Cryer, no. Gene, it's not Ken Bruce. Ken Bruce, you've been listening to too much Radio 2, my dear. And Casanova Sai said, was it Barry Humphries? It's not Barry Humphries. Who could it be?
We used to say, OK, press your green buttons. 300 people in the audience, they've all got buttons. Press your green button for the green team and your blue button for the blue team. Press your buttons now, folks.
Yeah, I've just been on to Jewson's and bought some more materials for the stupid section. It's going to need extending tonight, I think. Oh, the requests are coming in really, really well now. It's going to be a good night. I can see it. I can feel it in my water. Anyway, Rob wants this one. He said he's had a hard day at the office and he wants to hear this one. Bitter Heart by Siona Dancing. Can you see what I did there? No, I didn't think you would. We'll tell you after. Can I tell him, Rob? I will. Oh, that must personify everything about everything 80s. It's a classic 80s track, that one, with a funking bass line. I said funking. Listen carefully. Siona Dancing and Bitter Heart. And what was I saying earlier about Rob having a hard day in the office? Yes, that was the lead singer of that group, Siona Dancing, was one Ricky Gervais. Yes, Ricky Gervais from 1983, and the group, they were Siona Dancing, and that was his little go at pop stardom.
You know, I reckon Rob's psychic, because he answered those 3 questions, I think, before I'd even finished telling you what they were. That's Rob, of course, out at Colsterworth. So we got 1 or 2 correct answers. Rob's was perfectly right and perfectly first, as usual. Let me just tell you what those 3 questions are again. And this is the last time I'm going to bother you with these, and I'll tell you the answers soon, if I remember. So question 1, what was the name of the old maid in Great Expectations? Question 2, what is the name of Scrooge's partner in A Christmas Carol? And question 3, who named Oliver Twist? There you go, 3 Dickens-related questions, simply because we had a Dickens event at the George.
But we ran a little bit of a quiz, didn't we, Martin?
Yeah.
I like Rob's text that's just come in.
It's just brilliant.
It does. It says, the question was, what are back, blanket and buttonhole all types of? And he said words beginning with the letter B. You get a team point for that, Rob. Definitely. And they're not, of course, they're not. There's stitches. When you're doing some sewing, you can do a back stitch, a blanket stitch, or a buttonhole stitch.
We got one right.
Who we got?
Young Rob from Colesworth.
Young Rob.
Young Rob.
Young Rob from Colesworth.
Well,
congratulations to you. You've got the answer right.
He's young to me, so.
You are in with a chance of winning Harry and the Hendersons on DVD. David.
Yes, he came on my. He messaged me on Facebook.
Right, the quiz today, which Prime Minister in 1955 resigned at Hill Health? The clue was he died 10 years later, he was famous in the war. No, Winston Churchill. It was Winston Churchill. Everybody going... I know you got it wrong. Oh, and then which country and western singer, I gave you the name of a hit, Stand By Your Man, in 1998 sadly died. It was not Patsy Cline or Dolly Parton. Stand By Your Man. Martin Sandy's trying to work it out. Well before his time. Those old DJs. Young at Heart, that's me, Young at Heart. It was Tammy Wynette, so Tammy Wynette, and 1 or 2 people not getting both questions right. We'll say hello first of all Let me see. Oh, got it wrong. But well, we had Josie. She got the Prime Minister right. And Valerie, hang on a minute. Valerie got it right. We'll give her Ron's. I'm losing my marbles here. Sheila got one question right. Also, Dave got one question right. We'll just go through the text again because I've lost my list here, silly me. Right. Sparky Bob, he got one question right. Also, Jonathan had one question right. Well, the winner today, as always, was a very intelligent Rob from Coasterworth. Well done to you, Rob, on the phone there. He was right. And John Ride, he was right as well to you. He got both questions on the telephone. And on the text, we just had Val and Becky on the email. Well done to you. And hard luck to Darren and Annie, who had a go as well. You got one question right. So, Val, Becky, John and Rob, give yourselves a round of applause. That was very difficult. Martin's clapping his hands as well.
Rob, a little earlier on, Rob's just come back to me and he's made me laugh again, as per normal. I said, any gigs going on anywhere, anything we should know about, and Rob's come back and he says, I'm shortly to attend a concert by the band Slaughterhouse. It's a benefit gig to raise funds to enable a build of a new Plums the Knacker's Yard. He loves that place, or he can't even remember it, but he heard about it. Plums the Knacker's Yard in about the 30s and 40s and 50s maybe in Grantham, probably not the 50s even, but when he heard about it, he just can't get it out of his mind. Nice one, Rob.
Thank you, Dennis. Back here again. It's Man on the Sportal. Where's Mike today then? Well, how did we all get on today? I think I'll just come... No, I'm not going to come straight out with the answer. I'm just going to drag it out a little bit longer, because I did say that I was in a village to the west of Grantham, very close to a busy main major road. Well, that road is the A52. I kept saying that forget the T, Dennis. And there was those notoriously dangerous bends that were ironed out about 20-odd years ago, or around was it mid to late 1980s. The pub is known as well, tell you what, I'll tell you now, I think, otherwise we're going to be here all afternoon. We're in Musson, Dennis. That's where we are, Musson. And I kept saying forget the T, Dennis. Well, because it's got a silent T in it. At least I've always known it as Musson, not Musden, as it's spelt. Pub is, of course, the Musson Gap, and that Coleman's product, well, mustard. Bit of artistic license needed there, I think, then, Dennis. And remember, when you go down to the underground, you'll hear things like mind the doors and please mind the gap. That was going to be the you had to just finish that little bit of a saying off, and you'd have hopefully got where we are. Okay, well, that's it then, Dennis. Musson, that's where we are today, and I hope you managed to get that sorted out. I'll be back to do another one for you in the very near future. Until then, let's hand back to Dennis in the studio.
Thank you very much, Mike. Musson. I thought it was Musson, I've got to be honest. Quite a few of you did. And let's have a look through our list and see who was thinking of Musson, shall we? Right, the first one who got it on the first clue was Rob. Well done, Rob. You got it within seconds, didn't you? Well done. Now, Colin and Keith Skinner and Mark Page, they actually went for Denton first, but then changed their mind and went for Musson. Well done. James at the Eden, he came straight in with Musson. Well done, James. Keith Dolby, you were in the wrong village, Keith. You went for Pickworth, unfortunately. But Melvin got it right. Melvin, you got Musson. Val and Becca got Musson. First of all, they chose Crowson, but then they went for Musson. Well done. Brian, you were just slightly out on that one, weren't you? You went for Marston rather than Musson. Never mind. Josie, you got it. Well done, Josie. And Rachel. Well done, Rachel. And Alan. And Pete Davey. Everybody, all those went for Musson. Great stuff. Mike was in Musson, as we know. And that's the answer to that. It's Adam and the Ants. Now, Rob chose this, and he said, in some countries, people do eat ants, and animals eat ants, insects and things. Yeah, I suppose so. And he said, this is eating, and it's dog eat dog. Yeah, go on, we'll have it. Right, here we go with a couple of doubles from Robert Costworth. Coming up in a moment, we've got Cream and Strange Brew. But first, Popcorn from Hot Butter.